Yo. Welcome to the NBA Thread Show. Just two friends chatting hoops with the best community on the internet. I'm Jhamar Youngblood, and I'm with my co-host, SBW. Stevie boy, you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. We've experienced several difficulties in getting this puppy off the ground, but we're here. We're doing the best we can. I've been sick for like literally 5 weeks. So to be honest with you, I started feeling like a human again 3 days ago. At this point, I don't care what happens in 2024. I just don't want to be sick ever again. The beginning of December kicked off with I got E. coli. We think from traveling for Thanksgiving. No idea. Never had it. But I was like sprinting to the bathroom literally 3-4 times every hour for like 2 weeks. So I went from that.
You were throwing up? You were throwing up?
Nope. Unfortunately, TMI, it was coming out the other end. That's as far as I'll go into that. But then I went from that to I got the flu like right before Christmas.
Oh, wow.
And then the flu turned into pneumonia, which I technically still have, but don't have the cough anymore. So anyways, apologies for the delayed recording and starting the show. We tried basically for 2 weeks in a row, but I had issues, and then Jhamar had some issues, and then we had some scheduling issues. It was just like, hey, y'all, we're here. We're excited to do this thing. How you doing, man, in life?
Man, I'm doing well. I've been feeling pretty down as well, but not as bad as you. But no complaints, man. I'm working on a new song, NBA Threads song, or
Ooh, I saw that
song. Yeah. So I'm going to drop that soon in the next couple of days. But other than that, man, I'm just full of gratitude and happy to be alive, my brother.
I'm so jealous of everyone who figured out how to make that stinking little cartoon avatar. I wasted like 30 minutes of my life the other day trying to do freaking Chat GPT to Bing Bong to something else. Like, why? I thought I was pretty tech savvy, and I immediately was like, nah, I can't do this. Everyone's putting out these cute little cartoons of themselves, and I'm like, damn it, I want that. I'm gonna have to pay someone to do it.
I'm not gonna lie, it took me an hour, and just to give him some reference, I am using the artwork that I created for mine as the artwork for the song. So it took me about an hour, man, and it was like I started at like 11:30. Ended at like 1:30. Actually, probably like 2 hours. It took like 1 or 2 hours. I'm not gonna lie, because I had to try many
good,
prompts.
Though. Like it's. I mean, you got the hair perfectly. You got the little mustache perfectly. Your ears look great. I don't know why, but that's one of the first things I notice about people, and I guess cartoons now. I don't have an ear fetish. I'm not. Let's not be weird about it. I just. I think. Okay, real talk. One of my favorite features about myself is my ears. Like something nobody ever says what they like about themselves physically, but I've got really nice earlobes. They're like perfect little soft marshmallows. And
that's funny, because I don't even know what's a good ear. I don't know what's a bad ear. I don't look anyone's ear. So,
well, you know how some people like don't even have lobes? Their ears just kind of like connect straight to their neck a little bit.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Not that that's good or bad. I'm just like, there's ears that look like that, and then there's ears that like, you know, some are kind of tucked back like a Doberman, and some kind of come forward. There's this guy in the NFL Network, I don't know his name, but like his ears are like Adam Driver, the actor. Like some people's ears, like, you know, come forward. Ears are just funny. I notice ears.
You're going to have me looking at people's ears from now on, and I never did that before. I don't even, like, seriously, this is going to sound crazy. Is the earlobe just like the inside of the ear?
Are you serious right now?
I'm so serious right now.
Bro,
I just know the ear. I
heard this is the earlobe. The little thing at the bottom.
Where the earrings go.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. I thought the earlobe was like inside here. I don't know, but whatever.
We just
let's chat some hoops,
2 minutes on ears. God, if we have any listeners after this is just terrible podcasting. Okay, y'all. Here's our plan. the format of the show. We're setting this thing up to keep it under an hour, which we think will be fun just to fit into your daily life. We don't want it to be too long. 4 12-minute segments, just like a basketball game. We'll have each of those segments will have a topic or a question. Often those will be community submitted, which we asked y'all last week what you wanted to hear from us on the first episode. So we will get into that. I'm excited to talk all things NBA trade deadline. We got a lot of questions about that. We're going to bring on guests from the community often when we can link up schedule wise. It's certainly tough to try and get 3 people spread out across the country in different time zones, but our hope is to bring on guests from the community as often as we can to touch base with other teams and whatnot.
The focus for us was to include the community as much as possible. So I think the format that we came up with allowed us to effectively do that. So I'm excited to talk about hoops, but also talk about other members of the community and what they're up to and their teams, and have them come on and share their perspectives and their interests. So I'm just excited for this, man. And I noticed the first episode, we're just testing things out, getting comfortable with each other, but I'm excited, man.
One thing that's really funny to me about not just NBA threads, but threads in general is like, sometimes I have no idea who I'm talking to sometimes if their photo and name aren't like a person. So I posted this the other day. I'm like, I'm way more likely to follow someone back if like their picture is a person and their name is like a name, right? So here's my whole thing. Freak Time. One of the founding fathers or mothers. I have no idea. Is Freak Time a man, a woman?
Freak Time is they.
Are they older? Yeah, like I have no idea. I could be talking to like a 13-year-old girl who loves the Milwaukee Bucks. Have you seen anything from them that tells you like who they actually are as a person?
I haven't, but lucky for me, I'm coming over from the Web3. I'm coming over from the Web3 space, so that's pretty normal in the Web3 space for people to use caricatures or of like their avatar. So I'm pretty used to that. I've been talking to characters for probably like the past 5 years on the internet, so that's pretty common.
I'm fine with it. It's just hilarious to me. Like I still to this day, I don't know who Freak Time is. It cracks me up every time I'm like interact with them.
I think that's cool, man. I think those it's not anonymous. It's probably like pseudo anonymous. Just these people that just want to come share their perspectives, but they don't want to do it under their real names. I think that's cool because you probably will get a truer version of that person. I personally think because
people can hide behind like a picture of their pet.
And they can.
Anything they say comes off like nicer, even if it's like when a grandma says something really mean, and then they say "bless their heart."
That's true. But at the same time, someone who uses their face, they may not be as comfortable enough, or use their real name, they might not be as comfortable enough to be as free online. So
that's true.
I don't know, man. It's interesting. There's some interesting stuff going on online these days. But shout out to Freak Time.
Shout out Freak Time. We love you. We just don't know who you are. Okay. Let's do our top storyline real quick, and then we'll wrap this up. So, interesting enough, we each came up with a Warriors storyline. I'll let you go first. What's going on with them, and why are they your top storyline today?
For me, I chose the Warriors because my boy JK, Jonathan Kuminga, he and I went to the same high school.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Kyrie Irving went to the same high school as well. So me, Kyrie Irving, Mike Gilchrist, it's a few other guys in the NBA. We went to the same high school.
That's cool.
Again, Steve Kerr, man, what is up, man? Let that young man go free. That's all I'm trying to say. He is a talent. I think he's a generational talent. And I think Steve Kerr is like, I don't know, he just wants to control him. It's like, it's a new day. And it's so weird that Steve Kerr is giving me that vibe that he's like that conservative type of old school coach when he's like fairly a newer type of coach. He's not that new, but he's not like
Yeah.
Greg Popovich or something like that. So it's like, let that young man free, Steve Kerr. So, and you saw Jonathan Kuminga came out, and I don't know how true this is, but the reports were that he doesn't believe Steve Kerr is the coach for him and his future. So that's my storyline. If you're watching this, Steve Kerr, if you're on NBA threads, let that young man go free, man. Let him free. Let JK free. Free JK.
It does feel like he's it's a good one, and it's definitely important. It does feel like he's been a little bit like restricted, maybe. I think like one of the main things going on for the Warriors just seems to be that there's this veteran core, which Steve is like tied to at the hip, obviously, and loves. And I'm not like, do you think that you can win a title still with Steph, Clay, and Dre as your like top 3 core? Because I actually am not sure at this point.
I didn't think they could win 3 years ago, to be honest, when they beat the Celtics. I didn't think so. When you have Steph Curry and you have the type of team they have, I think you can. But it's the same thing. They let Jordan Poole go free, and he was a big part of their success. So
in the title year, he was certainly, yeah. I mean, he was the type of guy who could just come in and help give you buckets when Steph needed a break.
And I think JK could do the same thing if he's given the opportunity. He can't shoot as well, but I'm sure he's an athlete and he can put up 40 points
super different. Just
yeah.
I mean, Kuminga's a big physical player. For me, the Warriors probably, if I had to rank it, the number one issue would probably be Andrew Wiggins. I just think he's been, unfortunately, a huge disappointment this year. And he was probably their third most important player a couple years ago when they won. It was Steph and then Draymond probably 1 and 2, but then his play being as good as it was while Clay was still kind of literally like in recovery from 2 big injuries, I think was a huge part of why they won. And he's not starting anymore, if I'm correct on that. And he's just been unplayable at times. I posted a joke on Threads like a week ago or whatever that energy, if you will, on the court looks like his mom like drops him off for every game and is like, you will go to school and you will play basketball today. He just kind of like, it doesn't look like he wants to be there almost. And that's a huge issue for them right now, especially with Draymond being suspended, in and out of the lineup. Chris Paul's now hurt. He broke his hand and is going to be out weeks. They're floundering right now. The vibes are super off. There's clearly a disconnect between Kerr with the younger dudes on the roster and the vets who have been there for the whole dynasty. I don't know what they do. I don't know if one trade solves this or not, but I do think that they need to at least try and make a move. I don't think anyone's taking on Clay's contract. I would be shocked by that. So then the people you look to trade are like, maybe they have a real heart-to-heart and Draymond's gone or Kuminga's gone.
Trade him.
But like, what do you get though? They'd be looking for somebody like Kuminga.
True.
It's just like,
that's true.
So I don't know how they fix it. I really don't. And
I would trade Kuminga for Kuzma.
That's interesting.
I would do that because I think it's a vibe, it's an issue, like you said. But for that, I blame Steve Kerr. You're the leader of the team. You got to figure it out, Steve Kerr. If people's psyches on a team is not right, I don't think that's the player's fault. I think that's the coach's fault because the coach is supposed to help every player get into the mindset to go out there and win games. And if they're not in the proper mindset, then it's the coach's fault. And now you see Steve Kerr getting exposed. Even though the championship he won 3 years ago is pretty impressive. But now you see he start to get exposed. When you have to like be more than an X and O coach, you have to be like a people coach. You have to actually care about the players and learn the players and learn their personality types. Now that's where Steve Kerr, that's where his skills are limited. And I think that's where it's shown.
That's interesting because I would have always considered him, and still do. I would think of him, you know, the term like players coach. I would consider him like a players coach. Obviously, he's good at the X's and O's, but you know, honestly, I just think it's really hard to be really good over and over and over and over again. You know, and we're going on like an 8-9 year run of them, minus the one really down year where Steph was hurt.
Yeah.
So just kind of tossing that out. It's so hard to be so good for this long. And most dynasties don't end pretty. And I posted about on Threads about how, look, it doesn't make a difference to me or not, but I just like the writing feels kind of like it's on the wall at this point, and the numbers and my eyeballs tell me that this thing is over. Steph is about to turn 36. Draymond and Clay are each 33, going on 34, and Clay feels like an old 33.
Yeah.
Compared to some other guys.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was an incredible run, but I don't see it. And I don't see how the big free agents out there are going to want to go join this thing when they also can probably tell. I mean, Steph turns an ankle. That's it.
Yeah.
You can say that about a lot of teams, of course, if their best player gets injured. But like, there's also a lot of teams out there who have a younger, deeper team who can weather the storm of an injury here and there.
You said something really interesting there. You said most dynasties don't end well. I have a dynasty that ended pretty well, and it was led by a pretty great player. And I know you have another pretty great player that you like. And the first time you and I were chatting, you told me who your GOAT was. I told you who my GOAT was. And then I said, yo, let's save this for an episode of the show, because I think that's a personality type. I think your GOAT is a personality type, and I think maybe this is an old type of topic that people don't like talking about, but I think I would love to talk about it. Why? Okay. Like really fast. Why is LeBron James your GOAT?
I hate you so much right now.
Come on, man. Come on, tell us. Why is LeBron James your GOAT? And we can end on this. Why is LeBron James your GOAT?
I mean, to me, okay, look, I need to do a quick aside. I came up with what I think is the best possible way for us to do the GOAT conversation. And it's a bit of a cop-out, but I think we should do it by eras. And those eras should be determined by the length of the shorts that the players wore.
Okay, that makes sense.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I get.
So basically, we go with like the really, really short shorts, like from
Bill Russell,
the very beginning of basketball, and then that kind of started like they started to get a tad bit longer, like in the Magic and Bird era. So we'll just kind of say when like those two kind of faded out and then MJ came in, like his shorts were a little longer. They were still short, but they weren't like Spanx or whatever at that point. So then we'll go from like MJ to kind of like when, like, of course, like once LeBron came in, and I'm thinking like Allen Iverson, these guys who had, when the NBA went through like a really long shorts phase, you know, MJ never wore the really long shorts, I don't think, right?
He pioneered the long shorts, to be honest.
Wait, what?
MJ did. Yeah, he did.
I felt like he was mid-thigh length the whole time.
But he started the baggier shorts. You got to understand, like when he came in the game, like when he came in the game, they were wearing like those shorter shorts, but then MJ started pushing the limit on making the shorts bigger and bigger and bigger. They clearly weren't.
But he never wore, like, I guess his Wizards year, they were kind of the big ones, right? So let's just end it there. So that's where the era ends. The minute he's like a Wizard. So from MJ Wizards to present day, we went from big shorts, and then now they've kind of become reasonable again, and we don't have the like overly dramatic baggy shorts, and now they're just like a proper above the knee athletic
so you got
short.
3 goats. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you have 3 goats, right? So
I think that's the only way to do it to make everyone happy.
Okay, I like that. There's 3 goats. Okay, let's say, who's the first goat? Would you say Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain?
Oh wow, you really just threw Kareem under the bus there.
Oh wow. I mean, all right. I'm picking Kareem, to be honest. Now that you say it,
so
I'm picking Kareem. I forgot about Kareem.
Okay,
I'm picking
sure.
Kareem.
I'll just agree with you because honestly, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, I
who
don't
the
care
first
either.
one is.
We just need content, man.
So
all right. So we got Kareem,
sure.
Jordan, and LeBron. Done. Goat dispute. Goat dispute. Done. No more goat talk. We got consensus on
to be completely
side.
honest with you, though, and we'll do this in a lengthier episode at some point. If I had to say like what GOAT means to me, it's looking at the most things, not just weighing one thing like as way more highly than something else, like just weighing rings as like the highest thing that matters, or just weighing all-stars or all defensive team or total, how many points you scored, right? It's like everything.
Yeah.
To me, the GOAT is who was the best at the most things, who accomplished the most things, whose career was the best. It's everything. Just one shout out. Just do one. Go.
All right, one. Shout out to Sarah Lewis. That's my homegirl.
What is the shout out?
Just shout out to her. She's a great person. Just send her love. Send her peace.
You're going to give a specific
No
speech.
I just want to name drop some members of our community. Shout out Rush, Sarah, shout out Joey, shout out everybody, man.
Okay. Jhamar, it's good to see your beautiful face, your beautiful mustache. We are 2 dudes, both 35, one white, one black, 2 mustaches, talking about hoops. And I love you, buddy. Thanks for joining me.
Love you too, man. 1988, first episode / trailer. I'm excited, man.
Thank you for listening. This has been the NBA Thread Show. We'll talk to you soon.